This is Mike McDonough. Welcome to Divine Shakti Arts. Today I had the pleasure of interviewing Qian Ye. She is a fine artist and she is from China. She has a very interesting story. She studied as an opera singer, which she still does, and she has taken on a deep spiritual way of living as part of her practice in daily life. And many fascinating life stories that she has gone through to get to where she is today. And it was just a pleasure speaking to her. And I'm excited for everyone to benefit from all the life experiences she went through. So without further ado, we'll get into the interview, but first I want you to enjoy this performance that I have a recording of, and then we'll go right into the interview. And so, what is how do you pronounce your name in Chinese?
Qian.
Qian?
Qian.
Qian. It's like a
Yes.
kind of T, like a T and a
T, but most of the time in
Qian.
here in this country,
Yeah.
people just call me Qian.
Qian.
Yeah, that's my
But
Chinese name. So.
But it's really Qian.
Qian.
Qian. Yeah, I gotta get that.
That means small.
Small?
My name actually
Qian.
it's a small leaf.
Qian. I was learning a little bit of Chinese actually, just a little is it Mandarin?
Mandarin.
Yeah. Like 谢谢你.
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 Yeah, that means thank you.
你好.
你好, yeah. Hello.
And so, water.
水.
Yeah. water 中文说得不好.
What? My Chinese is not good.
Yeah.
How do you translate?
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cool. Where did you learn it?
Just podcasts and things like that. I was like, what language should I learn? And I thought that might be an interesting one to learn because it's so different from English.
Yeah.
It's not like Spanish where you kind of it's
Close.
yeah, not like a Latin based language. You can kind of hear the difference, the similarities. It's just so different. So I thought it would be kind of fun and like a good challenge actually to at least get familiar with it. And so I'm learning little by little actually different things. Yeah.
Good job. Step by step.
Yeah, step by step. Yeah, like I probably could like understand a decent amount more than I can speak. Like I would be able to pick out like little things here and there.
Right. I think listening always go first.
Yeah.
So I feel the same way. Like you can understand, but speaking later on will follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see where I go.
Yeah, you can do it.
So yeah, just to have everyone get familiar with you and what you do. I thought it might be nice to maybe talk a little bit about where you've come from, where you were born, and a bit about like your early life and how that led up to where you are now.
Oh, that's a long story.
Yeah, you don't have to go crazy, but yeah. Just.
I was born in Zhejiang province. It's a southern Shanghai.
Okay.
Shanghai is southeast of China.
Southeast China.
Near Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
So yeah, I grew up near the ocean, but I don't know how to swim. But anyway, so I was born in Zhejiang, and then I grew up like half in Zhejiang and half in Shanghai.
Okay.
So I moved to Shanghai. So yes, that's why I speak Zhejiangese and Shanghainese. I speak two dialects.
Oh, I see.
So, and who I was, let me think. So when I was 9 years old, they discovered that my voice is good.
Yeah.
So that's how I started my classical opera career.
Right.
When I was 9 years old. So one day I stood in front of a TV and I saw someone singing on TV and I'm like, oh, I want to be like that person someday. And so that's how I ended up, my mom brought me to my first vocal teacher and start really training. When I say training, it's not choir, it's one by one private lesson training.
Wow.
So it was really very serious training, and then later on went to many competitions, and at the age of 14, I think I made my career debut.
Wow.
Yes.
So 5 years of intense training, one-on-one, and then
yes, and
14.
And then like as a young kid, usually you kind of made your name to be known around is through the competitions.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
So so I always feel like I have no teenage.
You didn't have a teenage life.
I did not have a teenager life. It's like childhood jump into the adult. It's kind of something missing. Yeah. The gap is because when you're a performer, usually you have to face a lot of adults. And then it was confusing season 2 because at a school, I hang out with my friends at school. And then, but when I go out to sing, I have to meet all those adults who like older than me, like maybe 15 years or 20 years, like
older, yeah.
So much older. It really like it's kind of devotion. Like you really like determine into it. It's a lot of training. It's almost like endless, no limits. Endless. You always can be better and better and better training, and I sacrificed so many vacations. all the kids went to the vacations, and like I just had to go to lessons.
Wow.
Yeah, no question about that. So every single week, storm, snow, doesn't matter. You just have to go and training. Yeah. So the good side of it, it's I was really disciplined.
Yeah.
In some way, and very focused on the goal I have. So, but inside of me, some point I was really sad. Was because, like in school, I feel happy a little bit because the people my age were my age, and then when you go out, what do you face? In the outside, like with the other performers or investors or whatever. My friends from school, they don't understand. They did not understand, including my parents couldn't understand that too.
Right. So
like I had to go to many parties, not like social parties, to meet people.
Right.
For connection and whole things. That's why I said like I did not have a teenage time. I had no time for teenage.
Yeah. All these adult parties, networking.
Yeah. I think it's just a lot. Yeah, it's not just me. I mean, many performers, they probably have those kind of, and I mean, if they start their career early, on the early age, they probably all be similar. So, so I was always in the places kind of lost. I mean, like. People from outside, they will see me, Qian, you're doing really well. Qian, you're really doing well. You don't see anything I don't see any wrong about you.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That's another thing. The audience and teachers and the coach, they expect you to sing. They try to reach you the point of perfect, but there's no perfect space for you to reach. You know what I mean? Like
there's always a higher perfection.
Right. Yeah. So that's why gradually, little by little, I developed the habits. It's almost very critical about my singing.
Yeah.
So, and then on the stage, sometimes because nervous or whatever the reason is, you forgot words.
Yeah.
And then when you get back home, I'm like, how could I forgot words? But later on, I got into the Shanghai Conservatory, the one of the best music school in China.
Wow.
So, again, training.
Yeah, and this is opera singing.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not just your regular singing where you can little nuances are acceptable and like little imperfections are okay. It's like you have to really hone this ability. It's a different.
Well, audience are critical.
Yes.
Because they pay the tickets, come in, they expect you to sing well.
Right.
That's it. Very simple reason.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was a kid and teenage, I sang Chinese folk song style.
Oh wow!
It wasn't
opera.
Opera. And later on, the reason I switched to opera is because I found the Chinese folk song singing very. They're beautiful, but limited in some way.
I see.
It's only one song.
Right.
That's it. Or sometimes it relates with politics.
Okay.
Because so many people in China love Chinese folk song.
I see.
They are crazy about it. So that's why sometimes it's related with the politics. They work together. So, and I feel like I found the opera is more about people and the life. So that's my heart was longing for. Like when I stand on the stage, I want to perform someone's life, someone's story. As I see the person who has heart and has passion, has a different characters.
Right.
So that's why when I got into Shanghai Conservatory, I switched my major from Chinese folk song to the opera.
I see.
And then my parents say, no, don't do it.
Oh, wow.
Because you already have your career,
I see.
It's kind of go to the different era. So, and I'm like, no, that's my heart feels, and I won't go. So my parents didn't understand, but I did it anyway. So when I got into Shanghai Conservatory and I finished my school there, and I realized I realized I need to find something. It's kind of so weird, like not just develop my vocal technique and singing, also more about who am I, who I am, what is the reason I live, and after all these years confusion, you wanna, and then you never really communicate with anyone about that, because when you sing, to be a performer, you don't really, just be honest, like you don't really talk about your struggling with outsiders that much, you know what I mean? Because so so, and then ended up I moved to Russia.
Moved to Russia?
Yes. It was a big decision. My parents again said no. They said, I have really good parents. They love me so much. Very sacrificial love.
Yes.
I would say. They don't want me to go to Russia is because first of all it's a foreign country, and I did not speak Russian, and I did not know their culture, and also a lot of snow because Shanghai is like almost like Florida. It's like a very warm,
tropical.
it's completely different, And then they worry if I will be okay there, if I could survive there, and they just don't want to see me like have a hard time, I think.
Right.
So, so I decided and I moved to Russia.
Wow.
The reason I do it is because I decided to find myself and grow up.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it was a decision just to kind of get to know who you are, basically.
Well, I am. Yeah.
And you wanted some sort of cultural difference in order to bring that out?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
And another reason is because my parents like really love me. They really love me, like care about me, you know.
Yeah.
And if I always stay with them and they'll be keeping me mom
Oh,
girl
yes,
all the times,
yeah,
you know. So it's not about rebellion. It's really about I'm the individual here and I need a see, like when you're performing, so many people tell you what you need to do.
I see. Yeah.
So many people tell you who you are. What do you have to do? What is right, what is wrong. So, like, you almost don't have the space to know, am I alive?
Mm-hmm.
I have to find myself as a, how can I say, as an individual, as a human,
Yeah.
who lives on Earth, you know?
Yeah.
So even my path is not easy, hard, but it's worth to go through it and to find out who I am. So it takes a lot of faith and strength to it, but I'm so proud of myself. I did it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I moved to Russia and I jumped into the snow. 2003 November.
Oh, cool! Wow.
I got it into the airplane. Funny things like because a couple of students, the reason I was able to move there because I got accepted by the conservatory in Russia. I'm not music school for my master's degree.
So that was the connection.
Yes, and the funny story is like you don't have to put this online, but that's kind of a funny story. But funny story is like when the day we left the airport, like in Beijing, and a couple students actually flew with me. You know, all those like maybe 4 or 5 students were accepted by the conservatory.
Oh, okay.
We flew together, and I was only one who was in airport alone.
Oh, really?
No parents.
Oh, I see.
Rest of the kids, parents came, my mom cried, and daddy, I was the only one carrying my suitcases by myself, and then you look at me, what's your parents? And I said, oh, they're at home. So I told my parents don't come because I am leaving.
I see.
Yeah, because I don't want to, I think it's unfair for them to see those kind of things. Yeah, it would be good to not see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, all those parents came to me, please take care of my son, please take care of my daughter. They thought I was really independent, so who can help their kids, you know, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
You ended up in Russia, and without knowing, speaking their languages and what was their culture, how life would look like if I could survive. So many questions. So my first impression about the country was kind of a little bit shocked, is because we stopped by police, and the police took our passport, and then we figured out we used the money to exchange it back. So,
yeah.
So those kind of things, like you know. Well, okay, let's don't talk about that.
they were just a little shocking at first, right, when you came into the country.
Because he was asking me to give him my passport.
Yeah.
And I just arrived. And I said, okay, I give him my passport. And he was asking, where's your residential card? Like, and I said, I just arrived from the airport. I don't have time to do this.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, we have to put you in somewhere to watch you for 24 hours. So, and during this 24 hours, we have to investigate you.
Right. So
I don't want to go. And then I'm like, can I use the $100 change it back? So he took the $100 and I took my passport.
I see.
So it's
yeah.
It happens.
It does. Yeah, in a lot of countries you're gonna.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It doesn't present all the police. But some police like that, I just met one like that. So and then when I was in conservatory, I love the school very much. So many. Okay, let me put that way. After I lived all those countries and places, one thing I really learned is there's no place is perfect. Some people against each other, but what I see is we need to unite each other, not against each other. Because people will say, "Do you love this country? Do you love this country?" And usually I tell them I've loved all the country I've lived. It's because I respect those countries very much. You know what I'm saying? Like when you live in a place, you absorb the good side of the country, not bad side of the country, including Russia. So, because like in the history, we can tell what's going on between America and Russia, Soviet Union, all things.
Right.
We can bullet each other forever, endless. But however, it doesn't matter what kind of political point you have. But by the end of the day, all of us are human. That's what I look at it.
Right.
So when I was in Russia, actually I have learned that those Russians are very lovely. They are very lovely. They like, maybe in the beginning their code looks like outside. Yeah. When you say привет, that means hello.
Привет.
Привет.
Yeah. Yes.
Or здравствуйте, that means, for the, the elders will say those kind of words, привет. And then there was a привет, that's it. And then maybe next day, привет, как дела? That means how are you, So just a little by little. And they warm up.
Yeah.
They warm up. You don't have to say, oh, this person is cold, that's why I don't want to talk to the person. No, you can go.
Yeah.
And warm up. When they warm up, when you really earn their trust, oh my gosh, they're really friend.
Yeah.
They meant it. Like they meant it, I'm your friend.
Yes.
I'm here for you anytime. So that's how I look at the Russian people. I love the country. And then actually I found my faith, who I am in Russia as well.
I see.
So, because I still remember the first day I went to the conservatory. There was a friend, not friend, back then it was not friend, just the person I know, right? Rebecca. She came to me, Russia is a country you would never forget. And what do you mean? Is that in good way or bad ways? It was the first day of school. But now I agree. It is a country that I not forget. I feel I grew up there.
Wow.
I feel I grew up there. Yeah. And the professor is just amazing. The system is so good. Like in Shanghai, conservatory is so good. But Russian system, so good. When I study in, for example, opera performance.
I see. Yeah.
Right? I had to take so many classes, like a fencing class.
A fencing class?
Fencing class. I took a fencing class 3 years.
Wow.
Yes. Like a fencing class, and I had to take all the dance, different kind of dance, waltz and tango, and then, and then dance from Baroque, like a long time ago, and did just a folk dance, all those dance. And then we have to learn acting. Mm-hmm. We have to learn what's called makeup class.
Wow.
Stage makeup.
Stage makeup.
Not
right.
And also we have to learn, of course, all the harmony class and analysis. Is it what's for that? The classes.
For what?
You analyze the music.
The
structure
music,
of
music analysis.
Those kind of classes. So all the classes we have to take it.
I see. Yeah.
So it took me 7 months to learn Russian language.
Yeah, it's from an outsider standpoint, it's very unique sounding language. I could see it. Yeah, and a lot of different sounds. That you have to make, so I could see it being, a little tricky to get that fluent. Yeah.
How would I say? My experience, I feel like Russian is a harder. it's hard to learn Russian than English.
Is
somehow.
it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
It's because, for example, like in Russian, I can say I love you, you love me, love you, me. Like they can flip the words around, you know.
I
but
see.
English, you have an order, like you're very like you know. So how can you identify I love you or you love me? Is by the verb.
I see.
The verb, the ending of a verb will be different, and you will know you love me or I love you. So it's kind of very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love you. So it took me 7 months.
Wow.
To learn from zero, like literally like zero, to be able to talk with the people.
Cool.
7 months every day, 7 hours at least to sit down there, study languages. So yeah, overcame it, and later on, I'm getting into the faith part now. So later on, 2000. What is it? 2006. I think 2006. 2006. When I visited my parents in Shanghai, and I flew back to Moscow.
Mm-hmm.
Moscow, and the airplane started to drop.
So you're in an airplane.
I was in an airplane.
And you're flying back to Russia.
Yes.
And the plane started to drop.
Above Mongolia.
Above Mongolia. So there's an issue with the plane, was it?
No idea what had happened. Seriously, like the sky was really sunny day.
A sunny day.
No storm, nothing. Just a very it was after lunch, and then lights was off because people was taking nap after lunch, right?
I see.
Because I had air sick,
sickness
I had, so I couldn't sleep. So I sat on there. All of a sudden, airplane dropped without warning. And then when I say drop, it's not just drop; it's shaking and a drop.
Right.
So all of a sudden, because I sat the back of the plane, so I saw the people, the body float, were flowing. Floating,
yes.
Is that floating?
Floating, yeah. So that
floating in the airplane. Do you know how airplane go forward?
Right.
No, a body and airplane go forward, but airplane dropped and go down, and our bodies to go
so
straight.
So they were weightless.
So
they were just.
It's like this.
Right.
So
they did they not have their seatbelts on? Were they?
Yeah, most people did not have seatbelt on, and then all of a sudden people started screaming, and I sat next to the window.
Right, I see.
And then all of a sudden our body dropped back to our seat. You know, it's just like this.
Yeah.
So for a couple of seconds, and do you know what I was thinking? I was thinking, did I buy insurance or not?
What'd you say?
I said, did I buy insurance or not? Because I was thinking I was going to die. So I just wanted to make sure my parents could get money. I said, oh, hold on. I don't remember if I got insurance or not. Because I was an atheist.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Back then, what I believe, when you die, you die. So I was like.
So you're worried about your parents having to deal with the financial end of it.
No, the thing I was thinking that way is because I realized the airplane dropped like crazy, and I thought all of us were going to die.
Right.
I mean, that's normal to think that way.
Yeah.
So, and then, because Chinese culture, it's very family oriented. We love families. So, and I said, oh my gosh, my parents will face it. Will lose their daughter. What is it?
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure they still have some money to keep them a little bit better. Right. You know what I mean? So I was thinking that, and then a couple seconds, plane dropped and stopped. A couple seconds, I thought that, and then dropped again. So it basically dropped it twice.
Right.
So when second drop, we saw the ground. And I'm like, that's it. That's the end of it. And for some reason, pilots all of a sudden lift up the airplane again, go to straight up. Not straight, but go to really up.
Yeah,
so
steeply.
that's how the airplane did not crash. So right after that, the attendants, the what's called the air attendants. Attendants, yes.
Yeah.
They were like freak out. They said, "Put seatbelts on, put seatbelts." Everyone was yelling. Everyone was like screaming. That was the point. I was thinking, if I really did die, where would I be? You know, like I had to, because as what I believed before that, if I die, I die. But that point really led me to the point is, if I really died, so where I was going to, am I going to just disappear or go somewhere? That's the first question. After that, I started my spiritual thing.
Right. So you had such a close encounter with death. It really brought you to that moment that I could be dead.
Right.
That it really awoken that deep question in your heart.
Yes.
And it's like in your face. You could not ignore it anymore.
Yeah.
Because it was such an intense experience.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's not just the once. 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. Every year I was facing death. My beliefs in atheist was so strong.
I see.
No one can shake it. but somehow 4 years I was shaking.
Oh my God! It's like life really had to work hard to
get that point.
But a quick question: so what happened with the plane? Did you
So after that, actually, we tried to find out. Actually, the part of the airplane was wrong.
Oh,
so
I see.
I think it probably during that two drops. That's what I assumed. I don't have evidence about that. So what I assumed probably during the two drops, the pilot fixed it.
Yeah.
That was able to lift up.
And you were able to just keep going and go to the airport and land?
Yes.
Oh wow.
And then after we landed, everyone clapped. Finally, we come back. And then after that, I got issues with the airplane a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine.
It was transformation though. It's because I want to tell you another story about airplane too.
Yeah.
Which is that one I was completely healed.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's jump time from the 2006 to 2009.
Okay.
2009 was the year I was trying to see where I was heading to after my time in Russia. Actually, I was trying to go to Finland, France, or Germany because I wanted to stay in Europe. So, but my friend, American friend, said this place called Nyack.
Oh my God.
It's very artistic, little small town, and very peace, and very close to New York City as well.
Yeah.
Why don't you visit there? And I said, okay, I can visit there. So I got my visa and I flew over to Nyack. So many people ask me, why did you decide to come to USA? And I said, you should ask why I come to Nyack.
Yeah.
Because I came to USA because of Nyack. So, and I flew over. I love this place. And then when we finished our visit, because my friend came with me.
Yeah.
So when we finished the visit, we tried to flew back to Russia.
Yeah.
Actually, we tried to flew to Ukraine.
Yeah.
And then Moscow, So we were in the JFK. So in the airport, it was a raining day, and then my friend said, "Oh, raining day. We had to the airplane the flight was delayed." So and I said, "Oh yeah. Hopefully everything is good. Let me pray, So because I told them a story about my flight about Mongolia in 2006. And they said, "Oh, we flew all over the world. We never happened like this. Those kind of things never happened with us." And I said, "Okay." So and then somehow the pilot decided to. We were in the platform for what's called the runway, for 2 hours. So and then he decided to fly, and then I sat next to the window again. I saw the wing here.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the lightning not hit a wing but cross by
lightning.
nearby lightning.
Wow.
Yeah, like thunder, lightning,
I
go
see.
that way.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no. And all of a sudden, when I just think about no, airplane stops, shaking, dropping. I'm like, that's again. And all those whatever religion in that airplane, people start to pray,
oh my
yelling
God,
again. Yeah. So, but my heart was completely different. When it started dropping, and I stand there and I said, Lord, if it is a time, my life is on your hand. I have perfect peace in my heart. I did not think about money. I didn't think about nothing. I just think about if it is a time, my life is on your hand, and I trust you. And all of a sudden, the peace entering into me.
Wow.
And the airplane start to goes up again. So after that, I have no trouble with the airplane anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was completely no anxiety, nothing.
Amazing.
Healed.
Wow.
Yes.
So, yeah, to me, that reminds me of a surrender experience.
Yes.
You gave your life up to a greater power in that moment.
Right.
And your personal anxiety and worry was able to dissolve in that. Yeah.
You know, this is what I understand. As a human, we are so afraid of things we don't know. We're so nervous about the circumstance we are going to face, and then we're not sure if we can handle or not. So that's whole things what creates the anxiety, fear, and these things actually destroy the faith. This is what I believe. One time, one of my friends told me that faith means things you haven't seen yet, but you believe. Yeah. So that's actually, again, I think a faith can move mountains. All my life is about that. Entire my life is about that, including the time I decided to move to USA. It was about faith too. I only knew 2 friends, and that's it. And they did not live around here. They live somewhere else. Like back then, they were in Russia. So I came to this country by myself again, and I did not speak English. I mean, my English was so poor, and I did not know the culture as well, especially New York area, very diverse.
Very diverse, yeah.
Yeah, you do not know how to communicate with people sometimes, but you know, like. The first year was hard. The first year was hard. Hard to know how to get into know people. Like in Russia, you earn their trust. You step by step.
Yeah.
Yeah. In USA, most people are very friendly, but somehow I felt like I had a hard time to close to them.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's distance always there.
Friendly on the surface, but a little bit harder to find the real them.
Right. And then later on, I found one thing is the same as Russia. You have to earn their trust. It's just different. It's the culture is so interesting. And as soon as you earn their trust, and there's like, oh, you're my friend. Yeah. And then you get involved in their life. So it's just amazing, like... to see the cultural difference, but you find the common things between countries. See, like that was how that's my past.
Wow. And so so that's how you found your spirituality. And
no, actually, the time is not, because that's two small things actually.
Yes, so there's a couple things. You said there was you almost died a couple times.
Yes, 2006 was just started. Airplane dropped. So 2007 was I had a really serious surgery. I was told I was dying. So in 2008, I was shot by a gun in the street.
Oh my.
But in Russia, yeah.
So in Russia, you were in some city, I guess, or?
Yeah, it was in Nizhny Novgorod, the city near the Moscow.
I see.
So back then, actually, it was not that safe in the street as a skin color people.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know where they are. So
Yeah.
you might meet them. You might meet them like any places in the street or in the street tunnel, like you know, like you have to go down the street tunnel. So a train station, you don't know where they are, or subway station. So you just have to be always watch who around you, who are behind you. So yeah, I have those kind of habits, but thankfully I don't have those kind of habits anymore. So I live in USA. So but you know, like for Russian, probably they don't really realize that, but for foreigners, yes, we did. I'm not saying about now. It was 2006, 7, yeah, back then. So yeah, that was it was in the street.
I see. Yeah.
In the street, and it was dark. Around 7 p.m. November. November in Russia, like 7 p.m. is really dark outside. Sunset is around 3 p.m.
I see.
So I was actually heading to a supermarket to buy food. So I only had money with me, no cell phone, no phone, nothing, and just only money. And then all of a sudden I felt two people walk behind me. And I just turned around, and it was pretty dark. I did not see his face. He's about like 6'1" or 6'2". He's tall.
Yeah.
And then because of winter, he had a hat and a scarf, so everything covered. I did not see his face. And behind him was another guy. That guy was like maybe 5'8".
I see.
Yeah, shorter. He was shorter. As soon as I turned around, all of a sudden he caught me, and then I heard 3 sounds, and I did not know what was going on, and I just ran because it sounded so loud, and because someone caught me on my left shoulder, so I just ran, and then because it was November snow, ice, you know, in the street, so I fell and I broke my leg. So
you fell and you broke your leg.
Yeah, but on my left ankle. So thankfully this guy did not follow me. I see. He probably ran too.
Yeah.
So so I had no cell phone on me. So no one around me actually. So I had to stand up and walk back. Wow.
And so did a bullet actually hit you?
One of them, yeah. Because that man was really trying to kill me because, see, that's another thing. I cannot explain why. I still don't. He shot me a place. One is lung, and second one was right kidney, and third one was my heart. And second one, third one, he shot me not from distance. He shot me right close to me. Yeah. And the second one, third one, the bullet was missing. But my clothing was burned. How could you explain that? That's so weird, isn't it? Yeah. Like I have my winter jacket. You know, like it was so cold. The winter jacket was burned, like fire burn. That's why I knew exactly where it was. Right. But first one, yes, it go through my skin and get in my bone and stuck there. Did not go to my lung. Wow. That's how I survived, and I'm still able to sit down here to talk. Yeah. So, and I still don't know where's the second and the third bullet.
So there was a hole right where your kidney would be. Yeah. And there's a hole right where your heart would be, but from the back. Yes. Yeah. But there's no signs of those bullets. No. There's no bullet. Yeah. Only like 2 burn holes. 2 burn holes. Yes. Yeah. And the first one, yes, bullet came out. Yeah. So, and I'm like, that's actually, back that time, you did not have time to think about those things. I even did not know I was shot. Wow. And then I realized I was shot was a time I felt on the ground. When I fell on the ground, I felt my leg was so painful, but I felt my back was even worse. Yeah. So I put in my hand, reach my back, and I pour my hand all the blood. Right. And I realized I was shot. So, and I had to walk back to a dorm.
because I had no cell phone with me, so I had to walk back to the dorm. It was, do you know what kind of feeling? The feeling is like there's no one can help you anymore. Like, because no one's around it.
Yeah.
And you have to stand up with your broken leg to walk. So the one word was in my mouth was Yesu. Because I spoke Chinese. Yesu means Jesus. So I repeated Yesu, 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 all the way for 5 minutes back to the dorm. And then they found me, the guard, like the dorm guard found me, what's going on with you, all the friends helped me out. So yeah. And then funny thing is, like, the same week, I was hurt in the back by a bullet, and my left leg was broken, and I found out my left ear lost hearing. Because the third shot was so close to my ear.
Right.
So my left ear lost hearing. And I'm a singer.
You're a singer, yeah.
When you're a singer, you lost hearing. It's just like a pianist, you broke your arms, and dance, lose your feet. So it's like, oh my gosh, in my career, the career I started when I was 9 years old, it was done. So the kind of mental shock would be, you know? So, and especially all those trainings, all the time, hours you put in, it's really, really painful moment. Yeah. And then they said, like, okay, we're going to transfer you to another hospital for your ear, right? Yeah. So, and the car got into the car accident on the way.
You got into a car accident on the way.
Yeah, all things happened in the same week. So it was pretty traumatized. So like very much, like one thing linked together entire week. That week I saw police twice. One was for the shot.
You saw a priest, you said?
They're not priests, like police.
Police.
I saw police twice, and one was for the shot, and the second one for the car accident. So it's like, it was kind of too much for me, and I realized something is quite not right. Because who's gonna get those kind of things in time?
Yeah,
like
it's crazy. Yeah.
Within a month, not even a month, within a week. Yeah. So I'm like, that's too much. And then all of a sudden I realized, okay, I'm attacked by spirituality, I'm attacked, someone. So, but I held my faith to trust that that I exist in this world for a reason, and I'm still alive. That means still have hope. So, and then I was thinking about maybe switch major, because you got to face the reality.
It's your ear, yeah.
So, and then December, because I was shot November, December. By the end of December, and the police found me, and they came to me and said they found a guy.
Wow.
A stranger. He is still a stranger to me. I never saw him. I still don't. They said they found him, and they want me to sue him. And all of a sudden I started to ask them how old was he, and they said he was 18 years old. And I started to sob, and I felt like, why the human, like, all of a sudden you feel like you're not, imagine this is Earth, and then you're out of Earth, and you look down, why humans hate each other so much. Yeah. And that moment I start to sob. I think, like, I don't believe a baby would hate people and want to kill people. Right. Definitely something happened in his life, and it broke his heart to lead him to that point. Who wanted to use a gun and shoot a stranger in the street, So I start to sob. So all of a sudden the forgiveness came to my heart, and I decided to forgive him. And then I told the police that I'm going to forgive him, and the police did not believe it. They thought I was crazy. So they gave me one more night to think about it, and they said, oh, we're going to come back next morning. And then next morning they came back. So I signed the paper, documents. That's why I realized that forgiveness is so important. It's because later on, because when I was traumatized, it's not just physically, it's mentally as well.
Right.
So because my forgiveness linked the healing later on, because I let it go. So forgiveness for him, but also for me as well.
I see.
Like both sides, you know.
It let you resolve your internal trauma because of that forgiveness.
Also forgiveness, what I understand forgiveness, it's not just that I forgive him. It's I forgive someone through my actions as well. That's the moment I signed the documents was so important. It was kind of like I made a decision to let it go. I made a decision to forgive him. I made a decision to bless him. So, and then I asked the police to went back to tell this guy that I forgive him. Yeah, this is what I believe. So like the First Corinthians said, the faith and the hope and the love. The greatest is love. So only love can heal heart. Only love can defeat evils. Only love can unite people together. Only love can let people still be able to renew and love again. Yeah, this is what I did. And in a month, after the forgiveness, in a month, my ear was healed by supernaturally.
Wow. Without
medication, without treatment.
So it just came back, started to hear again.
Yeah, one morning, was January, by end of January, I don't remember exactly the date, by the end of January or beginning of February, I think, one morning when I woke up, I couldn't hear. Doctor give me up. Say, that's nerves. I really don't know. Like, it's not physical hurt. We cannot have operation, surgery for you.
Yeah.
It's nerves. We don't know when and we don't know how. So yeah, I was healed.
Wow. And I guess the doctors were surprised.
Yeah, they were shocked too. My friend, like, I was shocked too.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you know, like, oh, I can sing again. That's amazing. So that's why how I find my spirituality.
Yes.
Actually, it's not that one. Actually, I found spirituality. It was 2007 that one. I was in the surgery. There was a head in Shanghai.
Right.
All the blood stuck in my chest and my head. Bone was broken. I was really bad. I went back then. I was still atheist.
Atheist at that point.
Very much. So, and I was in a place. A little bit crazy, but I was in a place. That place was fulfilled by lights, like light, not light. So that light so bright and endless. And
this is a visionary experience you had while you were in surgery?
While I was in surgery.
So you had this experience, you left
my body.
You went to another plane of existence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was filled with this light, this like a divine light.
Yeah, I would say because I was atheist, I had no idea what it was. Because when you're atheist, no one talk about God with you.
Right.
So I had no idea what divine.
For
atheists, you don't think there's divine things going on.
You don't have the language. You don't know how to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just thinking. In the beginning, I was nervous a little bit. Is because where am I? You know. So I was like, anyone there? Like I was speaking Chinese. You're inside, that means is anyone here? You know. So I was nervous a little bit, and all of a sudden there's unbelievable, perfect peace and joy from up down came from my head into my body, and I feel so good, so happy. I'm like, I never have those kind of happiness in my life. You know my life, like all the struggling I had, lost everything.
Yeah.
And that moment, I'm like, I love this place. I don't want to go. I love this place because I want to be surrounded or fulfilled by those kind of love, by those kind of peace and joy. So happy. Well, I was so happy. I don't know how to like I can so happy, just was so happy. So and all of a sudden there was woman's voice, middle age, like woman's voice on my left side, way down there, my leg like way down there, and they said, Miss Ye, you can move your leg. Miss Ye, you can move your leg twice. And all of a sudden my focus, like attention. Yeah. Attention is from the up and then focus on the voice, and all of a sudden I drop it back. You were back in your body. Yeah. I guess meant to be. So I back to my body, and then I woke up after surgery. On my head was bind by the cloth, couldn't see, and I did not know what time was it. I did not know what was going on. So doctor was on my right ear and spoke to me, said, you just had a really serious surgery, and we had to watch you for 9 hours. And if blood came up and choke, and you might die anytime. And we just want to tell you, if any blood came up, make sounds, and then during these 9 hours, the intensive, what's called a nurse, will be with you. So she will come to help you. And I said, okay, yeah. I was basically in intensive care. Yeah. So during that 9 hours, I couldn't move my body. I literally feel all the pain in my body. Wow. And this was after the experience you had of being up in that divine place? Yes. So you had the experience, and now you're back in the body, and my body was really in pain, and then all the IV went through my legs, and then my arms, like blood pressure, and this here the heartbeat, everything. I mean, people can see this in the movies, but it was really happened in my life, so I couldn't move my body. I lying down there, and be honest, I was afraid. No parents, no friends, and doctor tried his best. So 9 hours, I had to really make an important decision. So and I said, Lord, if you are really real, because I did not believe there's divine things. So if you are really real, save me, and I will give my life to you, and I will keep my words. So, and then during this 9 hours, so I overcame it. So, and then after that, I started to read the Bible. No one forced me, because, it's kind of funny things, as I grew up in China, no one will force you to believe anything, because in China, we don't really have any religion background. Most of the people are atheists in that country. I see. You know what I mean? Because it's not like a country based on the Christianity or Buddhist. No, that country is. It's just most people are atheists. Yes. You don't have to. I mean, if you don't believe it, you're okay. Yeah. So I made that decision by myself. Yes, just because I take serious about it. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I take serious about it. So and then. And so, what made you connect to this sense of Christ? That what made you what made you find that consciousness, that Christ, the Jesus, and recognize that as something that resonated with your heart? With my heart, right? Yeah. So, I would say the progress, the intimacy, I would say use intimacy. You probably understand. You're intimacy. Very spiritual. Mm-hmm. You're very spiritual. You understand what I'm talking about. The intimacy between me and Jesus was not developed by one day, but by the years. Mm-hmm. So my character, my personality is very adventurous. Yeah. Yeah, adventurous, and sometimes rebel. I had to learn how to obey God. It's kind of funny, but thank you, Lord Jesus. So because the experience I was in another place. Okay, see, if you look at the back, everything is planned.
Yeah.
In my life, I cannot deny it. 2006, I was thinking, because of the airplane drop, I start thinking, if I did die, where I was going to. See, that's the question started in my head. 2007, during the surgery, before I woke up, my body spirit left my body. So that means obvious answer the question what I had in 2006. Do you see?
Yes.
And then I woke up, have this. Tell me, went through all things. That's why I give life to the God.
I see. Wow.
And then, not yet. And then 2008, I was shot by the gun. And then all things happened in the same week. I almost feel like someone don't want me believe in God, try to threat me
right.
or make me afraid to stay back. Do you know what happened one night? With my broken leg, with my broken back, I kneeled down on my floor. I prayed one prayer. God, since I was, it's kind of funny. God, since I was atheist, I really do believe there's a divine there. This is what I believe. And then I'm so confused. I don't know who you are. I don't know what's your name. Even they said that your name is Jesus and God, but I want to confirm. I just want to make sure. God, from atheist become to be a Christian, that's a big step. Yes. That switch in time and worldview. And then I just want to confirm you're real, so I follow the right one. Follow the one really exists. So I kneel down there and I said, I pray to you, honor to you, the true one, the one there. Please show me. I prayed that prayer, and then I said, I just declare that when I make decision, I'm not gonna stay back. And I prayed that prayer, and then in couple months, actually Rebecca, remember, she was the one telling me you will never forget Russia. So she said, Qian, do you want to go to my church? Church? Okay. So I went to church because I was open to seek the God, you know. So I went to her church. All of a sudden I start to cry. The second I walk into the door, I start to cry. I cried for 1.5 hours, non-stop. And next week, I went to again, start to cry again. Another 1.5 hours. I cried twice. And third time I went there, I know something is different. I can feel it. I just can't feel the spirit. It touched my heart, heals my heart. There's a sentence that spoke to me. I know how many you have been through, and I'm with you. So I start crying. And third time, the pastor said, if anyone want to give your life to Jesus, please come to the stage. Before that, and then so many people wanted me, try to convert me. So I said, no. But that moment, I went to stage, I gave my life to Jesus, not because the pastor said, if you want to be.
Right.
But because the 2 times I went to that church, I really feel the Spirit come into me and spoke to me words. So that's why I went to the stage, I gave my life to Jesus, that's it.
Wow. Because it was an internal, real experience that you had.
You can feel it. Mm-hmm. When I came to this country, USA, and I look at YouTube, and then all of a sudden I realized, so many people talk about those kind of experience, right?
Yeah.
Actually, funny thing is, back then, no one told me about this.
Yeah.
And it happened to me. So that's why I'm so sure about what I chose, what my decision is. I'm not make this decision. It's because people tell me.
Right. It came from you.
Yes.
Yeah. You had the experience first, and then you had to interpret it and find out how to go forth with this experience that you already knew was real.
Right.
So it wasn't like believing something, hoping one thing will happen one day. You had it first, and then it came. So
It's kind of like the evidence happened already.
Yes.
And then someone words came to you, tell you. It's like all those spiritual.
The clothing came on.
Right.
Yeah.
Like regarding the Christianity, all things about spiritual gifts, everything.
Yeah.
I knew nothing in Russia. Nothing. And when I came to this country, they said, "Oh, God will heal people in a supernatural way." I said, "Yes, I believe it." They said, "Why?" Because my ear was healed.
Yeah.
It's kind of like always I experienced it first, and then they tell me.
Yes.
It's kind of like interesting. That's why I mentioned it was not developed by one words or one day. It developed by the life experience. Based on all things I went through. Yeah, just little by little, little by little, little by little, little by little. And then Nike became to be a blessing for me. It is. It heals my heart because after that traumas happened, I had to really seek the peace and in order to be healed.
Right.
Mentally. That's how I got here in Nyack.
And so, Nyack's a nice. It's a nice, pretty peaceful town, in Rockland County, right on the Hudson River.
Right.
You know, so just to make everyone aware, it's a good place. I think place where you could be creative and get to know yourself.
It's very artistic too.
Yes.
So it's very like peaceful. You know, like I grew up and I grew up in a big city.
Right.
I had always lived in the big city. Nike was the first place I lived, like a small town.
Right.
Yes. In the beginning, it wasn't kind of like, are you sure? You know, like, and later on, I fell in love with it because the peace, peace and the quietness, so I can hear God's voice. When you're too busy, you hear nothing.
Right. Yeah.
When you come like quiet and just hear His voice, and He speak right into your heart. You know, was I hurt by Christian? Yes. Other Christian believers? Yes.
Would you say hurt?
And I said, did I was I hurt by other Christians? Yes. Mm-hmm. By other humans? Yes. But my life in USA learned another level between me and God. Yes. God is who He is. His goodness does not based on what a human does. Like some Christian, they might hurt me. Does not mean God is bad.
It's a reflection of the divine, yeah. And
the other day I was thinking about, because I do meditation about those kind of things too. Other days I was thinking about, for example, it's a big tree, apple tree, right? So, and then the tree is so fruitful. It's big tree, very good of tree. And there's so many apples. So I'm going to, for example, I pick up a couple apples and I put it in my rooms. And in a couple of days, apple goes bad. Apple goes bad does not mean tree is bad.
Right.
Yes. So apple went bad for some reason, but does not mean the tree is bad tree. Yeah. So that's how I.
That's a cool. I like that concept. It's almost like if you take something that originally is purely from God and divine, but you disconnect it from its source. Then it has a little mind of its own, and if it's not connected to the source, then it can go bad.
Exactly. You have to
like
have the
people.
Intimacy, exactly. So that's how I look about God now. It's like, and myself, I feel it's another level of the faith, like beliefs in this. It took years though. It took a lot of pain for experience, a lot of forgiveness.
Wow.
A lot of forgiveness. The moment I was able to pray blessing over those people who hurt me, I knew I forgive them. Otherwise, I was not able to open my mouth. So that's my spirituality.
Wow.
And I constantly get a lot of dreams. Yeah, God spoke to me through dreams as well.
He speaks to you through dreams?
Yes. Yes. It started to happen in USA, not in Russia, because Russia was just new Christian, new believers, and then in USA I start to grow, So in 2010, I had a dream, a bit crazy. I had a dream. I was on a stage. Because that's normal for opera singer, because you're on the stage, you're under the spotlight, So I was there, and all of a sudden there was a lady whom I did not know tell me, go to that place, and I said, how do I know I have to listen to you? Kind of rebel a little bit, and all of a sudden I see the love from her heart in the dream, and all of a sudden I said, okay, so I went to that place. All of a sudden, I went to that place. For some reason, I just knelt down, like a kneel down on the floor, and I start to say, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I start to repent all my sins, like what I did wrong, not like before, what people hurt, and I start to sob, crying, da 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 da. All of a sudden, something hit my back. What's kind of lightning things hit my back, and the electricity going on my body.
Wow.
Entire body is like going on.
Buzzing. Yeah.
Yes. So when I start to repent, right, I was lightning hit my back.
So you're repenting your sins, you could say, or any things you're holding inside.
Yes.
And terminology that maybe I would be familiar with in my own system would be like you're speaking your karmas or your samskaras, they'd say.
Right, like guilt and shame, all
shame,
the things, the pain, all they say pain, all the things.
Pain.
And also, I said sorry, like what I hurt people too. Like all things, and not just like forgive people, but hurt people as well.
Right.
It's kind of life repentance.
Right.
And all of a sudden, something hit my back. It was kind of like lightning hit my back, electricity going on in my body, and I'm like, something's going on. And then I look around, I saw a light. It's not spotlight anymore. Because when you repent, you're so focused. And then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, that light is a light I was in my surgery saw, like endless bright light.
The same light that you experienced before.
So, and then I looked up, I saw feet hanging on there.
You saw what?
Foot, like a feet.
Foot?
Feet, like a pair of feet, like hanging on there with a white rope. Like white rope floating there, like, and I'm like, who you are? So looking up, it was so bright, hurt my eyes. I couldn't, like, I closed my eyes. Who you are? I was a little bit afraid.
Yeah.
And then only saw like the foot.
Right. Without
shoes, foot, and then white rope, and black beard. The beard, I saw the beard, 100% sure. So. And then I'm like, who you are? Wait, are you angel or someone else? And I realized he probably was God himself. So, and then I knelt down again. And then a voice, like really loud, spoke in the dream. And it said, hold the white rope. And I'm like, where's the rope? White? I don't see it. And all of a sudden I saw two white rope came down. I'm like, I'm holding it. you told me hold it, and I hold it, and and the white rope drum, like dragging me up. It was so slow. And then my personality, like, I get things down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't delay, I get things down personality. I'm like, that's just so slow. Let me speed up a little bit. So, and then I'm like, I'm trying to speed up, and all of a sudden I realized, now, hold on, my leg was holding by black smoke. Like a black smoke around my leg, holding down.
Oh, I see.
So that was the reason why it's so slow. It's like a white rope.
There was a lot of, this black smoke was creating this resistance from you to go up faster.
Yes, because the white rope pulled me up.
Yeah.
And then the black smoke dragging me down. So my body is kind of stuck in the between.
Right.
And I tried to help her out. I tried to pull my leg out of the black smoke.
Yeah.
And then did not work out. So, and then I'm like, but I want to hurry up, you know. So all of a sudden the voice say, don't look down, look up, look at the light.
Wow.
And use your arm to climb. Climb the white rope.
Yeah.
Don't try to pull your leg out of the black smoke, but climb.
Oh,
and I look at the up and then start to climb. All of a sudden the speed like so fast. It just goes up. And then all of a sudden climb for a while. I feel tired and I saw wood. Like a building, and I said, let me hang it on there for a while. So I'm hanging on. All of a sudden, I hang it on the wood, the fog, white fog, not black. White fog was gone, and all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, I'm on top of the building, and I look at the back, look at the down. It was a church. It was like cross there. So, but that church is so far away, like you're in the sky. And look at down, you know. And all of a sudden, I woke up that dream. And do you know what happened? After I woke up, the electricity is still going on in my body for 20 minutes, around 20 minutes. So I knew it happened. Like it's not numbness, it's
a real
entire
sensation.
Body. It's entire body. It's
right.
not your part of your body. If a part of your body, maybe you're with
pins and needles.
Yes, you know what I mean. So and then right after that, in 3 weeks, there was a lady from California, from Washington D.C. calling me. Said, "Do you want to go to California? There's a conference going on there, healing conference going on there. If you want to go, then I would suggest you to go." And I'm like, I'm not sure about that. I'm too busy. Don't have time to go to California. And she said, just pray. She said, I'm going there too. And that lady actually came to our school. Back then I worked for night college, school. So she came to that school for conference. We only talked 5 minutes. Basically, I did not know her. And she got my number. Somehow she called me to go. And I said, okay. And then she was like, so when you go there, let me know. When you get confirmation, let me know. And I said and I prayed. I said, Lord, if this trip is from you for me, and let my boss say yes. Because those kind of things you cannot control, right?
Right.
So I went to my boss and I said, hey Michelle, could you please, there's an opportunity came up, conference going on in California, I want to go, but I'm not sure I will go. What do you think? She said, go! And then, okay, so I just went to there. See, that is a dream. In a dream, the woman say, go someplace, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the connection.
Do you know why I mentioned this? Because before that timeline, I was struggling with nightmare.
Oh, I see.
Because of trauma
yeah.
went through. So I flew to California. So when I was in California, and then they had it was kind of amazing. But when I was in conference, there was a pastor was talking about to say, if you're not sure about where you're going after your death, please stand up. After you're not sure where you're going. So I stood up, and he called all those people to the stage and then pray for them. And all of a sudden, I start to cry. I start cry again, like I had in Russia.
Yeah.
I started to cry, and all of a sudden, a voice came to my mind. It's not like a voice, but
inside
thoughts came to my mind. Said one word, one sentence. Do you know how many times I saved you? Before that, I was complaining a lot, and I said, "Why God, you let this happen in my life? Make my life miserable. Why I'm so young? I'm so inexperienced. I don't know how long I can handle this anymore." The whole things. And then when I said there, words came to me. Do you know how many times I've saved you? All of a sudden, I realized the love. I realized actually I'm loved. I'm not. The bitterness.
You're not a victim. Yeah.
Yes. The mindset has switched.
Yeah.
So bitterness was gone. So right after that, they had a deliverance service for me. 12 people sitting in the one room. And I felt it was quite spiritual experience. I felt that it was only 15 minutes, but after it came out, my friend told me the lady who told me to go, that lady said that you were inside 3 hours. But I felt it's 15 minutes.
Wow.
That's how you like out of a reality. So right after that, nightmare was gone. I was not I don't struggling with those kind of nightmare or depression anymore. And then as soon as I flew back to to New York, dream started. Before that, I did not have a dream.
I see.
No dream. So, dream started a lot of about what is going to happen. Prophetic.
Oh, prophetic dreams. Yeah, amazing.
Yes. Sometimes could cross the country. So,
Yeah.
Had a dream about France. Something going on in France, and next day it happened.
I see.
Yeah, but a lot of dream about bless others though. It's not like curse anything.
Yeah.
It's really about bless. Like for example, once I had a dream. Like I was had a vision actually about Australia was going to snow. It's kind of funny because I did not know about spiritual gifts, and but at the end of November, in Australia it's a summer, and I said I received like Australia was going to snow, and then the pastor from California said, "Qian, do you know it's a summer there?" I said, "Yes, I know, but we will see." And then in 15 days, she called me, "Qian, do you know what I'm doing?" I'm like, "I don't." She was, "I'm driving and I listen on radio. Australia is snowing now.
Oh
10-inch multiple city." So like all those things like you cannot explain.
Yeah.
As a human, I have been so humbled in different ways. When I look back, all the things I have been through, I'm thankful about that. As a performer, I was too pride. Every single things is broke my pride.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful how your life kind of organized itself around you to bring you to this state of love and humbleness, as you say.
I still need to be better.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it.
It's endless, of course. It's an endless journey, but it's it's quite something.
Yeah.
All those experiences.
That actually relates with my idea about art as well.
Yeah, and I'd love to hear actually how you started painting, because this is relatively recent.
2009 I started to paint.
I see. Yeah.
2009 I started to paint. The reason I started painting is because God spoke to me. You heard the testimony. So, the one day Thanksgiving, God just spoke to me. Say, go to Michael's and buy the brush, canvas, and oil paints. Not acrylic, not the watercolor, but oil. Okay, I guess you can, when you make a mistake, you can fix it. so I said, okay, so I buy it, and then I start to, because I love Van Gogh a lot.
Love Van Gogh.
I love Van Gogh, and I love him so much. So I copied it. For my first painting was a copy of his Starry Night. The reason I copied his Starry Night is because let me put it that way. Sometimes when the wind blows, when the wind blows, I can see the colors. I can feel the moves, the air moves, and I can see the colors. And so that's why I feel so relate with his Starry Night, because you're artist, like his everything is moving.
Right, everything's in motion, and it's there's so many contrasting colors within one little pocket of the painting.
Right. So
Yeah, so I could see that it really relates to what you said, colors and the wind that you're
Yeah, what like a couple nights ago, I was walking by myself. I still hear the wings, hear the sounds, and feel the touch the wings. It sounds so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain. It's
your senses are. There's actually a word for it, which I can't think of it.
It's called synesthesia.
Oh, synesthesia.
Synesthesia,
Yeah.
like you almost feel like you can touch the wind.
Mm.
And then when the wind blows your touch your skin, your hair, you can feel it. You can feel the quality of it. It's I don't know how to explain. But however, I see the color go through and then hear the sounds and then go through all the color blows to me and then cross me and then go somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an amazing experience and yeah, that was my first painting. So I paint again, like you said, lose the control when you paint, right? So and yes, I guess I'm not like 100% lose control because I had no training. So.
Right. So you paint with loose control. That's what, and you. I see in your paintings that you do also some tight rendering of
technique
things,
stuff.
Technique stuff.
Yeah.
So you kind of mix these two. The art show that we had here in the art gallery, it was very interesting because you had a lot of diverse pieces within the same room, and you got to see this really loose flow of expression, really painterly mark making, and at the same time there was these distinct forms, even within the same painting, that were kind of juxtaposed with it, and so you got this really nice contrast of the two styles, and very.
It's the things that I. Okay, so when we talk about art and then artists, that's only my opinion. I just think. So we have to think about what is art. For example, like when you're artist, you face the canvas, you paint art, and who is the main role, artist or art? Art. For me, I'm just a servant of art. The who is the main character is art. It's art itself. So that actually relates with about style things. Other day I talked with my friend. I said like my goal is my style has no style. It's because the beauty exists there. That was another reason I love Van Gogh. It's because the own things. Because one conversation between Van Gogh and Gauguin, so they have different concept about how to paint. And Van Gogh said the only thing I needed to do is set beauty free from the nature, right? So for me, I really wanted to put art as a center and to serve the art. So people, when they see my painting, okay, if they don't know that's my painting, that's okay.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, you're not the first one. There was when I was in 2016 Global Mural Conference, I painted a mural there. So there was an artist from what's called Canada. He was like, "Oh my gosh, you mix all style into one painting." It's kind of crazy a little bit. But however, what I believe is that when the people see my painting, they will think different artists. That's fine. They will think, don't know that's Jen's painting, that's okay. As long as they think the painting is beautiful, they see the beauty through the art, their heart is healed through the beauty.
Right.
That's my goal. That is my goal. I mean, so many artists want to find their style, understand, that's what they believe, but I believe in art itself. So.
Wow. So, yeah, I think it's where we are in this day and age. The artist wants to make sure that they get recognized, and so and what you have to do is you have to make sure your style is consistent and people can recognize, oh, that's definitely them, and you build up this kind of reputation and identity, and it can, I believe, cloud the purity of the creativity and the flow, because they're not serving the pure creativity anymore. They're serving the concept of who they think they should be.
Yes.
And they are creating based upon that idea now that it has actually limited the expression.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, for example, you, Mike, and me, Qian, we're different person. The beauty inside of you and beauty inside of me are different. Are you going to use the same style to paint it up? Same personality? No. That would be different. For me, the limited field in Provence would be different view, some view like near the Hudson River.
Mm-hmm.
So the technique or style might be different. You know what I mean? So, and also look at the other artists as well. Different time period, their art style is different.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Look at all the greatest art, back to my favorite again, Van Gogh. Before he moved to Provence, the southern France, and his painting is different style than the painting he had, like Potato, that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Starry Night, whole thing is when he moved to southern France, and the style is complete change. So it's really also about your life journey as well, So that's what I really think about it, and also I see the people in colors as well. Let me put that way. It's different than people think about
auras.
No, it's not that.
Different experience.
No, it's not. I see people's personality in colors.
I see.
Like when if people tell me, oh, that person's personality is a yellow and then blue and a white and a little bit kind of like a greenish, and I kind of know what kind of person it is. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, because like you identify to see, and if you see this way, you just see the humans in a very beautiful way, because you see the people. Hey, this personality is cute. This color, It's kind of like a very, very interesting way to know people. And then color does not stop. The more you get into that person's life, the more you understand the person. The color is developing.
Wow.
See, that's how I understand the art. It's developing process.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's also an adventure for me.
Yeah.
It's also an adventure for me. Every single time, you discover different beauty.
I see. Yeah.
That's why I said that I lose control. That's why I said that. Mentioned so many times. I feel I'm not artist. But at the same time, I feel I'm artist.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I'm not artist because I dedicated most of my life in the classical opera. I had no classical training.
Right.
Just be honest. So, but I am artist, very sure. It's because I use my life to paint.
Wow. Yeah. A pure experience. That's a very intimate relationship that you have with the pure art, as you were saying. I think that's a beautiful thing, an example.
It's almost a meditation too.
I feel the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you connect with your spirit, your soul, your heart.
Yeah, it's with my experience as well. I feel like it creates a little bridge from your aspirations in your heart to go and flow through and manifest into a form. You can let that your life experience and your heart's aspirations to kind of flow out, and like this stream goes from your heart out to your hand.
Right.
And then
yeah, I definitely can see it through your painting. Yes, definitely. It's lose control. It's not put your art in a box at all.
Yeah, it's a time to express something that's that you're just. It's a time to manifest something from from your pure nature, from where you came from. It's a time to bring something from where you came from into this physical manifestation.
Yes. That's 100%. Because like think about bottom line, when we leave this world, what we can bring with us? That's the question. See, like other day we're talking about skydiving. Yes.
Yes.
You mentioned the one thing is make me think, and you said that when you landed, from the sky you landed to a land, and you feel like, nothing is important anymore.
Right.
So I never tried skydiving, but however, because my near-death experience 4 times in my life, I learned that in hard way, and I realized when I'm gone, I will bring nothing with me. That's why I developed the idea I want to serve the art. It's because I really want to do from my pure heart. That's it.
Wow. I really like that, and I think it's a really great philosophy and living experience that would be great for artists to adopt, and to not be concerned with themselves as an art, but how pure can they release this creativity? How pure can they show beauty, which I believe is a divine quality. Be a beauty in whatever form it looks like is a manifestation of a divine, of God, of whatever word you want to say. So,
yes. It's also keeping me humble as well. It's because again I had no classical painting training, so basically I cannot paint unless I relate, unless I link with the divine.
Yes.
Divine feeling. So that will 2 good things. One is keep me humble because you don't know how to paint in some way.
Yeah.
And then another good thing is you lose control.
Wow.
You let flow. Yeah.
And it's great, and it's a very legitimate spiritual practice for you, especially from what you're painting, and it's also you need to connect to that divine.
Yes.
In order to paint.
Have to.
So it's and connect. It's all about connecting to the divine.
Yes,
so
yes.
you doing that is a really visceral form of practice of connecting.
Yes.
So,
yes. Like for example, a painting I painted the lavender field. I'm not sure I showed you or not, but that painting is lavender, huge lavender field, and there was women walking the field, and then I named that painting. It's called Provence. So, in the beginning, when I put the canvas on the easel, and I had no idea what I'm gonna paint. So I just stand there and look at the canvas for hours. So I had no idea what to paint. I just walk around, and all of a sudden God spoke to me, paint something about France, flower. I said, okay, France, flower, that would be lavender, right? So I started to paint purple color, different purple, or magenta, all those color on make the transition, and make it. And I started that painting. And all of a sudden, let's say I started that day and I finished that day. In the middle of it, the Paris attacks happened.
The Paris attacks happened.
Yes.
In the middle of your painting.
Yes.
Wow.
In the middle, it took me maybe 3 weeks to finish. Not every night. I paint off and on, and in the middle of it, an attack. Do you know the one was really bad? That one.
It was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It
was attack happened. Actually, original, I did not plan to paint the field looks like fire. And I did not plan to paint the lady have a white dress and a white umbrella walk there. So all of a sudden, because that things happened, and I watched a video, and there was a little 5 years boy, and then his dad was on the interview, and then the boy said, "Oh, we need to move out this country. We got go to some place where it's safe, And then Dad said, no, we stay in Paris. We stay in Paris. We go nowhere. And the little boy said, but they have a weapon. And Dad said, but we have flower. Isn't that beautiful? So it touched my heart so much. So that's why all of a sudden I decided to paint the field looks like a fire. It's because of what's going on there. But the fire, also the pure fire as well. Pure heart, pure love as well. So I paint that lady looks like she is holding an umbrella, white dress, walk through the fire. That actually presents France.
Wow.
Like surrounded by the flower, with love. That's the weapon, and then walk through the fire. But she was so calm and holding the white umbrella to walk through it. So that's how that painting came out.
Amazing.
So
wow.
It's an experience.
Fascinating. In my mind, I wonder like what, because you heard a voice say to paint that in a way. So it's almost was like you, like on a subtle level where it was this blessing and this prayer towards that area of the world.
Yes.
And it was acting out through this painting, but perhaps having some repercussion on some other point of the world.
Because I do believe it. Yeah, art definitely is blessing. It can bless others, countries, and that's why I call it. It's a kind of more like a devotion time for me actually. It's not one way. It's two-way talking. It's two-way talk. God spoke to me, and I talk back. And then what's the next? And he tell me what's the next. It's like your best buddy. Yeah. Your best buddy, like a back forth, talking. Just beautiful thing.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful.
Yeah. That's my art.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Is there anything, say, that you'd like to share with, say, other aspiring artists out there of advice or a pointer for them for the listeners out there that may want to move forward, either with art or singing or anything from your experience? What would you say to them? Is there anything that you'd like to?
I want to say something, because since I was little, as a singer, since I was little, my mom always told me that don't compete with others, compete with yourself. So because when you compete with others, it doesn't matter that person is better than you or worse than you. It's not good for you anyway. So when you compete with yourself, you always improve. Like you compete with yesterday, you know. So I lived in that for quite a while to help myself.
Right.
To pursue my art, not my music career.
Yeah, music. Yeah.
Yes. But today I want to say something we actually don't know our potential. Sometimes we think we only can do these things. We so limit ourselves into a box, and we kind of struggling try to break the box, but don't know how and don't know when. But I just want to encourage all the artists that you have so much potential, so much beauty in your heart, and then you just let it flow and bring it out. Don't be afraid to lose control. So technique is very important. But in the end of the day, it's really about art itself. Just like opera singer, you have to learn all the vocal technique and all the notes, all the languages to be able to sing. But when you're really in the performance, you have to forget all those things. When usually on the stage, you don't think about your vocal technique anymore. You really don't think about what language anymore. You don't think about learn the like every single note. Like you don't think about those kind of things. You really go to another level to think about the characters. Why is she saying this? Why is she acting like this? What does she feel? And some singer would say, why do I feel? Which means they already mixed the character and the me together, yes. Right? So my method is not mixed together, but to be the best friend. The reason I do it is because it will be easier for me later on to pull out from the characters.
I see. Yeah.
Yes, but you definitely need to make good connection, very good connection with the character. So same with art. So I do believe that art is connection. So let art to heal your heart and heal others' heart, and bring the beauty to this world and to bless others. I think that's all I want to say. That's my goal. It's just potential.
Beautiful. Thank you. And, thank you. That's a very wonderful thing to close on for everyone, and appreciate you sharing all this with us. And we can see. I'm looking forward to seeing how your life develops, and your art, and your music, and your spirituality. And it's just an exciting thing to meet people that are living with their heart first, and living with their whole being kind of pointed upwards towards how can I serve this greater good. So to see you doing that through the arts is a beautiful thing, and I think it's a great example for everyone.
To be set free. Your soul, your spirit, your heart. I think I identify true artists not through their fame. I identify true artists through their heart, and the free heart, free soul, and the free spirit, in good way.
Yeah, wonderful.
That's it.
And where do you have a place where people can see your work? Is there like something set up? And if not, we can talk about that later, and I'll mention it afterwards. But
I just talk a little bit. I mean, now one of my friend Michael and I we try to arrange a exhibition in New York City. The reason I want to do it, again, about art itself. So last year I was in Provence, southern France, for almost 2 months. So the reason I went there, first of all, I wanted to know what a change of Van Gogh painting style. Because that space has something going on there to make him completely switch to his style to so bright and so colorful and so flowing.
I see.
You can see the freedom there, And then some people would say, "Oh, that's his mental illness," and I'm not sure about that.
His mental what?
Illness.
Oh.
So, but however, that was a trip for Van Gogh and for myself as well. So I went to the France. When I remember like 8 a.m. morning. 8 a.m. early morning. I drove a car to the top of the plateau, and I found a huge lavender field. And 8 a.m. in the morning, no one around me. I was the only one stood in the field, and I breathe again. I see the wind blow, and I see all the colors, and I smell the smell. By the way, when I smell, I see color too. So it was just so incredible experience to stand there. I see, like, feel all the air moves, and I see the colors moves, and smell all the colors, and then all of a sudden, I came up with the idea is, I want people to experience what I experienced. I want people to see the colors, and feel the colors, smell colors. It sounds weird, but I really want to. So that's why I decided to travel to Grasse, which is the east coast of the southern France. So I was there. I went to perfume school, like there to to learn how to put all the frequencies together.
Yeah.
Frequencies together and make perfume, everything, and perfume history, and then top tone, mid tone, and a base tone. Like all those stuff. So, and then I came up with the idea is how to paint perfume. Yeah, this is what we are going to do. Is like for example, like I would smell the perfume and I see the colors and see the visions, and then in a couple hours I smell again. By the way, the smell is changed, so that color is changed. So I really want to, again, it's not paint perfume bottles. No, wrong. It's a painted perfume spirit and personality. That's why I named it as Speaking to Perform. So, which means spirit perfumes. So that will be next year in New York City. So we still try to put everything together. I'm so excited because in that exhibition you can see the oil painting. Every single oil painting has music and perfume match with them. So basically when you go, you smell the smell and see the colors and all the pictures on the paintings, and you can hear the music and the match with things. It's just all link senses together.
All the senses combined to one purpose.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I want to, that moment I was on top of a plateau, I want to bring my experience to others. Let them to feel what I feel on that 8 a.m. morning. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. And okay, great. And thank you again.
You're welcome.
And I look forward to putting this up and for everyone to experience this.
Thank you.
All right. This was a blessing and much love.
Much love too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. If you want to see more of Qian's artwork and find about all the things she's doing, check her out on Instagram. Her name is spelt Qianye. So you should type that up and it should pop up, Qian Ye. And also check out her website. It's qianyeart.com. She's supposed to have a solo exhibition in 2020, sometime probably early May, so stay tuned with us about that as well. We'll be posting about it. And also, if you're interested in just Divine Shakti arts in general, feel free to check out our website there, divineshaktiarts.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, and feel free to sign up for the email list. We'll post about all our events there, and also the new additions to our store, such as art and clothing and things like that. All right, everyone. So It's a joy to be with you again, and thank you for everything. Much love. The intro and outro for this podcast today is recordings of Qian Ye and her opera performances. And you can find more about her music at qianyeart.com.